And we're live. Welcome everybody to our Bronze Tournament for January 13th, the Monday of Bronze. So this game we have AP Garen versus SK Telecom T69. Straight into the picks and ban phase. First bans coming out are both Riven and Renekton.
Yeah, Riven, straightforward band. Renekton, again, straightforward band. They're both very strong right now in the meta. Riven, especially, she is just an assassin that can go to the deep line. Her ult does a lot of damage. She's a great finisher as well. And then Renekton is great early aggression-wise. Even late game, he can end it very strong.
Yeah, and also Riven, she's just really, she's one of those champions that is really tanky, even though she doesn't look like it. She can build straight AD and still be extremely tanky with her shield on her E. Next bands coming out are Shyvana and Lucian. Again, two really strong bands that are common. Lucian able to have high mobility and still get around and chase people down also. And same thing with Shyvana, except she can just dive straight into the back line and rip your back line to shreds no matter what. But then Kassadin now coming out. Kassadin banned in pretty much every league that I've seen. Just really strong right now, and there's no real answer for him. The amount of high mobility he has keeps him safe, and the assassin damage he has is still great. And last ban is the Nasus, again a very common ban.
Yep, talking about Shyvana. Shyvana is a very good top laner right now. A lot of people, I know it's still kind of experimental, people are still kind of thinking about builds to do. Like, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure most people build Bork or Ravenous Hydra, and both are very strong as damage items, and then they're able to, her burnout does damage over time, which at first it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. She has to poke with her E, she has the double damage with her Q, double basic attack, and she can turn into a dragon. Who doesn't want to turn into a dragon? I know I said this last time, but seriously, dragons are cool. Lucian, very strong still in the bot lane. Calling, great ult. He has a lot of movability and early damage. Nautilus, late game beast. Stack, if it's over 1,000, you're deleted. Just, might want to just leave the game. Just press leave. And then Kassadin, it's the same thing. You give him an early kill, he's just going to snowball out of control.
First picks coming out now, Rengar for the side of AP Garen, whereas SK Telecom T69 decided to pick up a Thresh and a Lee Sin. So Thresh gonna be that support, whereas Lee Sin could be going top lane or could be going jungle. Both very good roles for him. And now AP Garen is hovering over, ironically, the Garen and Leona at this point.
Yeah, quickly discussing the Rengar for AP Garen. I'm kind of curious to see where this Rengar is going. I know he's probably going to go top lane. I am very curious though about it. You know, Rengar is a great pick. Mind you, he's not one of my favorite top laners, but he is a good pick. His ult can get him a guarantee almost in the bot or back line, and he's able to just assassinate AD carry or his target, whatever target he wants. Thresh, great for in lane, out of lane. Hook can catch somebody out, pull towards them, flay them out of position, ult. Lee Sin, same thing as kick. If he goes all insect and pro, he's able to just make crazy plays. And we see them hovering between the Nami, Leona, and Sona, and then just staying on top of that Garen.
And the picks were actually Caitlyn and Leona, so that's going to be their bot lane. This is a very good combo. Leona able to dive in, and Caitlyn staying at a range to keep herself safe. And now SK Telecom are hovering over Swain and Sivir. Sivir would be a really good pick for that bot lane just because her ultimate would help get away from the Leona. But at the same time, she could spell shield the Zenith Blade to keep her safe.
Agreed, and especially with Caitlyn, Sivir is very good because she has poke with her ricochet and her Q. She's able, and also with her passive, when she hits an enemy champ, she can move around very well, quite efficiently. So she does have that great movement speed kind of thing, and is able to keep on her toes against the Caitlyn, who is far range and will be mostly safe in most trades or fights. So Sivir, it's going to be constantly moving to just try to avoid damage and try to do as much damage. And see a few goals for the next pick.
And the Swain actually getting locked in. That's a very interesting pickup. Swain is kind of like the Riven, really tanky once he hits his ultimate. The spell vamp on it with the crows is amazing, but at the same time he can get bursted down if you can stun lock him and then burst him before you can ultimate. And also his ultimate's super mana reliant, so late game you're gonna have to be very careful about it. And actually Nautilus and Ziggs, the last two picks for AP Garen, both of those are really good. Ziggs currently, in my opinion, is one of the best mid laners in NA besides Agragas. And the Nautilus, going back to season 3, mid-season 3 to early season 3, is not something you see commonly anymore.
Well, yeah, with the Swain, great pick. That's why you build Rod of Ages. You have other stuff too, like I would say, I don't know, Seraph's Embrace to kind of chalice with Athene's Unholy Grail to balance his mana problem. In late game, he's just a giant tank that does a lot of damage. So Swain, it looks like I think SK Telecom is going for a mix of initial team fight to later game. And then, like you're saying, the Nautilus and Ziggs actually locked in. Nautilus is great. He has a lot of CC with his passive, with his Q, with his E, with his ult even. His ult is a great initiator for fights. It can go right to the back line without ease, and he can just pull anchor in and swim away without really getting a lot of damage to him. Ziggs, great pusher, great at poking. He's an overall great champ to actually have. And I do agree, he is a very strong pick, and SKT, it looks like they're hovering between Mundo and Volibear.
And now Mundo was their last pick. Mundo is going to be going... It should be a great pick versus that Rengar. His amount of sustain will be able to keep him in lane versus Rengar. But at the same time, Mundo's got to be careful if it is a top lane Mundo.
He is deciding to go Mundo. Mundo goes where he pleases. He doesn't need any help or anything. Mundo can just go wherever he likes. His ult is great. His Q does quite a bit of damage, I must say, for poking. Like I said, his ult great. You sacrifice quite a bit of health, but you get a lot of regen and movement speed, which is great for later mid game, even early game, because you could dive into the back line maybe in a team fight, and Mundo will be regenning all this health back. So unless you have some sort of thing like Ignite or anything, they can't really counter it that much. So that's why most people tend to get like Morale or run a few Ignites on the team, which is very strong. Why don't you guys tell us what you guys think also about these bans and picks and what you think might happen during this game? In the comments. Do not be shy. We will answer as best as we can, and we will look at the chat a lot.
And actually, so that will be a jungle Nautilus with the Leona, Caitlyn bot lane, Rengar top, and Ziggs mid for the side of AP Garen. And for SK Telecom, we're having a Mundo jungle, Swain mid lane, Lee Sin top, with the Thresh Sivir bot lane. Bot lane's going to be really interesting to watch, though. Just in terms of the CC and the hooks early game, whereas Leona has her Zenith Blade, Thresh obviously has his hook. So it's going to be interesting to see who can hit those and who's going to be making the plays.
Exactly. And it's going to be pretty interesting too, because if I'm not mistaken, mistake me if I am wrong, chat or combat, but I'm pretty sure Thresh can fillet Leona out of her Zenith Blade, right?
Yeah, he actually can. So if Thresh can play that, then he will have a huge advantage.
Mind you, it does take quite fast reaction time, so I'd like to see what this Thresh can handle.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Don't see a lot of Thresh play these days because most of the days he's banned out.
I know, he is a very strong champ. Like, when I was watching, because one time I used to be on a team, I may still be on it team like later. We decided to just kind of take a break. School was starting to become a little bit of an issue, but what ended up happening was I started watching Mad Life videos of like Thresh and Blitzcrank and everything, but mostly Thresh because everybody always says, "Oh, that's Mad Life." And on my team, I have my support, and my support, whenever he played Thresh, everybody always said like, "It's Mad Life Junior right here. It's Mad Life Junior," and I'm like, "Who's Mad Life? I don't know who Mad Life is." So I searched it up, and the plays you can make on Thresh are amazing. If you time it right and everything, they're just great. They will be perfect. But it all depends on if you can land the hook right, if you can just defend with the fillet right, even lanterns, perfect lanterns, great ults. Like, all I would have to say on Thresh depends on the pull.
Yeah, and something I'm really looking forward to with this Thresh is some of them have learned timing on minions. You can actually play through minions or even get a hook through a minion line, like in the middle of it, and really catch people out on that.
Exactly. And actually, quickly looking, I think it's a Lee Sin top instead of Lee Sin jungle and a Mundo jungle instead, which I find kind of interesting. How about you, Combat?
The Mundo jungle is going to be very good versus the Nautilus. Mundo has a lot of mobility, just like Nautilus, and Mundo has a slow, whereas Nautilus also has a slow. So Mundo and Nautilus being matched up against each other in their jungle, Nautilus, his knockups and such will be very devastating, but at the same time, Mundo's percent health cleavers will really be able to chunk down the Nautilus and the Rengar, and possibly even Leona, depending on how she builds. So that Mundo is going to be really devastating roaming around. He could just walk into a lane, chunk somebody out, and leave, and have that lane pushing now for his team.
I agree. I do agree with what you're saying, but I would rather have my Mundo top lane and then roam later on and go where he pleases, and have my Lee Sin making the plays in the jungle. But that is completely me. And really quickly, Combat, I say let's look at the skin war.
I got it. I'm sorry. AP Garen, but SK Telecom easily has this. They have a full skin team versus only an iron. They have a Deep Terror Thresh, a full party Lee Sin, just relaxing over there with a Northern Front Swain, Snowstorm Sivir, and that toxic Dr. Mundo. Whereas it's only an Iron Solari Leona versus an Abyssal Nautilus?
Man, they decided to take it easy on the skins today. But, you know, it's alright, because Toxic Mundo is pretty good, you know. Toxic Mundo, I would have to say, is one of my favorite original skins compared to the other ones. And I don't think there's any other really original skins here, is there? Like, from, the very, very beginning.
No, there actually isn't. Unless you really want to count Nautilus, but...
Could if we really wanted to. It's up to you, but it looks like they won the skin war. Two of them look like they're ready to just around in the snow. One's relaxing on the beach. One is just underwater going where he pleases, and one's on land just looking like he's going where he pleases, having a great time with his tongue stuck out, saying, Mundo goes where he pleases.
Mundo smash. The one thing I've always done is Mundo is yell at if I get a kill.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Then they're like, really? Okay, so now we're in the game, and already both teams quickly running out of their bases, trying to get that early positioning and early even invade, possibly looking from these pings going out already.
Like they're ready to start something, but you know, I have seen a few invades go wrong before. You never know, they could be a little late, but it looks like Pro Teams didn't really even expect it. They don't have anybody. They took a little long with their buy, so team was able to get to the bush faster, but there's also their mid laners just sitting at mid turret. They have no vision of the area just in front of their blue buff.
Yeah, and AP Garen's early levels are actually really devastating, and Thresh may get caught out here. Oh, and they will get spotted.
This is where they get spotted, and the invade will go wrong. I see caution pings, and it looks like blue team are thinking about going back into it, but I don't think it's really a smart choice for them.
Yeah, they're just gonna
purple
back
team
off.
looks like they're gonna go.
Yeah, just backing off, going over to the blue buff, and actually Leona, not sure what she's doing, hovering around mid lane, leaving her ADC all alone. And this may be a counter jungle out of this side of SK Telecom. No, just warding up.
I think they're a little too scared.
Yeah, just putting down some wards and making sure they don't get invaded at all.
So pretty standard starts to everything. We see Lee Sin already moving up towards the top lane. Swain just chilling by his mid turret, and then Caitlyn and Leona looking like they're going towards blue. So it looks like Nautilus decided to actually not blue. Nautilus decided to start red.
Okay, that's kind of weird. Nautilus' jungle path, so he wasted a little time of his bot lane to help him get it.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think he wants to try to do? I think he wants to try to get an early kill on that Rengar. So I don't know if Rengar is scared that things aren't gonna go well for him against Lee Sin, or maybe they just want to get Rengar kickstarted. But it looks like the only thing I can think of is most junglers start red buff so they can gank top lane very early.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, wow, Lee Sin taking already a lot of damage from this Rengar. Lee Sin started his Q, so he doesn't have that extra life zone. Rengar hitting level 2 way earlier, going hyper aggressive.
And we see the flash.
That's first blood coming out of Rengar. Just the amount of damage Rengar can put out once he gets all of his Fury stacks is just amazing. Getting that triple Q down, plus his Bola shot. Instant death from that Lee Sin. Both flashes wasted and both ignites wasted. But Rengar easily coming out on top of that. And interesting thing, Lee Sin wasted his red pot also. So Rengar also bursted through that red pot of Lee Sin.
It looks like Rengar wants more too. It looks like he's waiting for Mundo.
Rengar
or he's gonna think about going for Mundo.
Blood.
He's ready to just roam. He wants to be that secondary jungler, and it looks like Ziggs is ready to go on him. Well, they're going towards that Mundo. They really want that Mundo, but I think Mundo will get away. Ghost burned, pretty worth. Rengar going back on about 300 gold. Not a lot, but not too little.
Just picking up a Doran's Blade, a ward, and a couple health pots. And bot lane going kind of how I expected. Pushing Caitlyn and the Leona pushing in early. Just their superior range is really going to help them early game. Late game though, Sivir and Thresh will have a little better presence in lane. But for now, it's just going to be shoving. Actually, great Zenith Blade by the Leona, landing it onto the Thresh instead of the Sivir.
Ooh, that was nicely done by Thresh. Getting a flash out of it, a flash for an exhaust. He took a little bit of damage there, but he got them biscuits to heal up for it. So I think that was a pretty much worth trade for purple team over there.
And an interesting fact also is Leona started that relic shield, whereas Thresh started the coin. So you'd expect Thresh to be a little less tanky, but he's actually not. And now Mundo coming in for a gank. He may not.
He doesn't want to take the lantern though.
In mid lane though, Swain must have been distracted watching the bot lane trying to roam, because Nautilus just walked in, hooked him, and Ziggs just blew him up with his passive and his bombs.
But it also, while that was happening, Thresh was able to get the flash out of Caitlyn, because Caitlyn did not want to get hooked by Thresh. If she were to get hooked by Thresh, that would be a kill right there over to Caitlyn, or to Sivir. Looks like Mundo is already getting seen by Caitlyn Trap, and a nice hook.
Wow, so this is a 3v3 down bot lane. Thresh going extremely low already. Turning onto this Mundo now. Mundo going extremely low. Everybody from the side of SK Telecom extremely low now. And that's...
And it looks like they're trying to run with minions though.
That's a double kill onto Caitlyn. Nautilus barely surviving, and Mundo not even gonna risk trying anything. Instantly just running all the way back to his tier 2 turret actually. And now Caitlyn's gonna have some free time with this turret and these minions, so she's gonna be able to put a little extra damage down. And Rengar sitting.
And she also picked up that double kill.
And
she picked up that double kill, which will get her pretty set up, I think, for a little later. We see Rengar close to 6 as well, though. We're gonna see a little bit, I think, of roaming from Rengar soon. Lee Sin is, it looks like he's struggling. He's scared to go up against him.
Yeah, Lee Sin just does not even want to get close to those minions, using the Q to actually finish them off. That shows you how much respect he's giving to this Rengar after that first blood. Rengar just jumping out of the bush, yelling, "Surprise!" Waiting.
And that's what Rangers are doing for, right? Oh, and we see the burst.
God! Wow. And Lee Sin barely surviving, only surviving with about 10 HP. And
Mundo just got there at exactly the right time.
Yeah,
his shield is what saved him.
That is scary, scary stuff.
It is very scary, and we do see Rengar hitting 6 too, so that ult will be a little more to his arsenal of being able to burst down Lee Sin.
Bot lane actually, Sivir and the Thresh are starting to push back now, trying to make up for that early double kill on the Caitlyn. Caitlyn, though, she picked up a BF sword instead of that Vamp Scepter, so Sivir has a little more sustain over her, but Caitlyn coming into a fight, Caitlyn's easily gonna be doing more damage than the Sivir. Mid lane though, Nautilus looking for a gank. Not quite level 6 though, unfortunately. So he doesn't have that knock-up to use.
I think he's gonna wait for the bush for a little bit more XP. I'm pretty sure he's close enough to receive a little XP, but he's deciding to go in, and he decides to hook a minion. You know, go for a little stroll. Have a minion with him. We also see Lee Sin going for Wraiths here. That is how scared he is to just even push past half top lane.
Yeah, if you notice, he's only at 22 CS versus Rengar's 42. Plus, Rengar has that early kill. Lee Sin just having to give a ton of respect over to Rengar. He's just too scary at this point, this early. Lee Sin's definitely got to get some help from his Mundo if he wants to be able to survive in this lane. And actually, blue buff going over to Swain. Not really surprised by that. How much mana Swain has to use to be able to sustain in lane and to be able to use his ultimate.
Agreed. If we quickly look at the items here and the farm, we see Ziggs is actually, even though he did not get blue buff yet, he is doing very well. He has a Chalice of Harmony there for himself, which is, I would say, almost equivalent to a blue, except no cooldowns, sadly. He's out farming Swain. He has a kill over Swain. He is a K, or not a K, close to about a K ahead of Swain. We also have Rengar that is almost also about 100 gold off a K of Lee Sin. So we see that the tides are slowly turning towards blue team.
And an interesting thing happened. Lee Sin took their red buff. Like, he took his own red buff. So Mundo is actually a little behind. He has neither blue buff nor red buff. So I guess they're hoping Lee Sin will be able to use red buff to outtrade the Rengar, but Rengar has a level almost 2 actually on this Lee Sin. So Lee Sin having to farm.
What I think they're doing actually is they're interrupt, but I think it's because they want Lee Sin to have a little bit more levels. So, because red buff gives you quite a little bit of XP still. It doesn't exactly fully level you up, but it does level you up a little bit. So I think they're banking on giving him red buff to give him a lot more XP than what he's already receiving from minions.
Oh wow, Ziggs mid lane, great use of his explosive pack there to be able to run away, and actually now he may try to look to turn this onto the Swain. Swain is extremely low, and wow, the amount of burst coming out of Ziggs, and he barely survived this. Mundo though ultimating in, and barely missing. He
still wants to go for that though.
Wow,
I think he could turn on that possibly if he wanted to. Lee Sin looks like he wanted to try to go for that though too.
Wow, everybody trying to kill this Ziggs just can't quite do it. Ziggs is just
and while that's happening, stuff is going down bot lane as well.
And actually, ultimate onto the Thresh and the Sivir. Thresh and Sivir both way too low. They can't stick around in this lane. If Nautilus were to go in, they would both die. Nautilus actually missing his hook, and now Mundo is here, so Nautilus just tanking up his turret, and actually he may pay for this with his life. Actually, he won't. He'll flash away, but now the Caitlyn and the Leona both extremely low, and they're gonna have to back off. If they don't do it, they're gonna die. And actually,
looks like Mundo's gonna chase down the Nautilus and get the kill.
And that will be Nautilus going down.
So pretty much what happened there was Leona decided to go initiate on Sivir and Thresh. And what happened was Thresh and Sivir got away with a little bit of health. Nautilus decided to roam down bot lane. And then that's when we saw Nautilus ult a nice pull by Thresh to get Leona in turret range to get a little bit more damage on her. So she had to back out literally because she was taking turret from being pulled in. And then she came back in and then she was taking turret a little bit more because she was trying to get a stun on Sivir. But Sivir used her spell shield very nicely there to block the stun, get mana from it. She was able to spam a little more, and she was able to force Leona and Caitlyn back. While Thresh and Mundo were able to distract Nautilus and get a kill on him.
Actually, something interesting happened. Leona was able, since so much pressure had been put bot lane by SKT Telecom, Leona just roamed mid and tried to pick up the kill onto the Swain and actually made him burn his flash. So that's flash down on Swain. And Mundo, wow, Ziggs' bomb is doing a ton of damage right now, taking Mundo a great chunk of health down. And Ziggs just continuously pushing the Swain into his turret. Not much he can do though. And actually, Nautilus and Mundo meeting up, and Mundo burning his ultimate to get away. So that will be Mundo's ultimate down if there's a team fight happening.
This is how strong Mundo's ult, I would say, is a fairly short cooldown though. 75 seconds, not that bad, you know. But I really do think also on top of that,
top lane though. Lee Sin phase checking into this Rengar.
The kick, is he gonna be able to get away? Will he have jukes? No.
Oh,
Possibly.
rip.
No. Rengar not even having to ult for that, too.
Wow, that is very scary. And actually, Swain now going down. Swain ran out of mana for his ultimate, so he couldn't turn that onto the Nautilus. And Ziggs picking up yet another kill on the Swain. So now Ziggs is
Again,
3-0.
This shows how synergy between blue team and purple team. This shows. So purple team, I find, don't have that much synergy and teamwork. You see that they're kind of frustrating around, and they're not communicating well together. They're all around. It's like trying to find a way on a map and you're lost. And then blue team, it seems like they are concrete on their decisions. They know. So when Rengar is waiting in a bush, it's not like he's just gonna wait there for 5 seconds. He is determined to wait there to just. He doesn't care about missing farm. He's 2-0-0 with 107 farm over Lee Sin. He is prepared to just sit in that bush and wait for Lee Sin to come to him. That's how much they are confident in their decision making. And also, you see Nautilus roaming down when not even by pings, he knows to go just down in that bot lane, or he knows to go into that mid lane and to help and secure kills and to roam around.
Sivir may be dead here. Rengar ultimate again. Oh my gosh. What happened to Sivir?
I think Sivir just got deleted from that Rengar ult.
She got deleted
as I was
from
saying
the
before.
game.
And we see he's trying to float on screen as well.
Wow, this Rengar.
As I was saying before, Rengar is a very good champ. If he gets good early, we see Ziggs actually going to push down mid. He might get the tier 2 tower because they were forced to bring 3 bot. I really think they should just get off this tower. It would be, I think, a really smarter idea than to just do what they're doing right now. So it looks like they got bot turret, and mid turret might be lost here soon as well. We see Lee Sin trying to push top lane as well.
But
it's a good trade.
Lee Sin literally has no damage. He's built straight defense to try and counter this Rengar. He does have that Word's Mail plus 2 rejuvenation beats. He was looking to go into that Hydra earlier like most Lee Sins, but he just couldn't. So I actually give him props for that. Most people, they wouldn't choose to continue down that defensive route. They would continue to try and finish that fight and try to finish that Hydra, but instead he actually stopped and built the Warden's Mail. So very smart by him. And actually,
And then
AP Garen
again-
now picking up Dragon.
Nice rotation by blue team. Smooth. They saw that purple team was all clustered up, so they decided, hey, why not just take this quick dragon? They decided to take the quick dragon. So to add on your Warden Mail, we see how also Rengar is able to adapt as well. He gets the Brutalizer, so he can just tear through the armor that Lee Sin got. He doesn't care. As long as he got a little bit of armor penetration, he is fine. Maximum penetration, OP right there.
And something I want to quickly point out, Caitlyn's sitting on 2.4k gold. She hasn't even completed her Bloodthirster yet. She just doesn't care at this point. She just wants to keep shoving that wave in and in, giving
And we see her
Sivir
going
and
back
Thresh.
to right now, though.
Yeah, she's giving Sivir and Thresh just no breathing room.
Well, quickly, everybody is deciding to go back and go. Oh, wait, we see pings going down in bottom side dragon. They're deciding to go on the Mundo.
Wow.
Nice hook
Mundo.
disengage.
Uh-oh, Rengar now. He may be in trouble. And actually, did he just win that?
He just won that because I think Sivir mana shielded, but it didn't do anything.
And Rengar rip. Yeah, I'd rather give it over that Thresh. Rengar actually playing it as smart as he could there. Deciding not to give it over to the Mundo, over to the Swain to get them back into the game. Instead, throwing that kill over to Thresh, so at most he can be a little clear, but at the same time, it's really not going to affect them that much if there's a fed Thresh.
Not in the slightest, and we see that they're kind of starting to push. Swain and Mundo are kind of collapsing on this lane. I think and Thresh actually, they're trying to go on that Caitlyn. Caitlyn flashes out, and she is a safe sheriff right now. We see actually a nice pull by Thresh, but no follow-up because of that trap.
And actually, something else I want to build on earlier when you said Rengar could adapt. He's actually got a Last Whisper now on top of that Brutalizer. So Lee Sin, his armor is basically null and void at this point.
Exactly. He also has that Bone Tooth necklace. He's looking for that trophy as well, so he can get more armor penetration and cooldown reduction on top of that. So he was doing very well. He is still doing very well. He is making use of the map and roaming. And
What? That was interesting. Uh-oh, Lee Sin though.
uh-oh.
Oh man.
The power of invisibility. Like I said again, Rengar. It's just a cat.
And Thresh getting caught bot lane, not much he can do. Sivir trying to get away now. Actually, Ultimate running through the turret, using her barrier to try and get away. But not sure she actually can. If Caitlyn ult here.
Ooh, no! Oh, so close, but not close enough. Not able to get a pull in and secure that kill for them.
But this
Almost well played by Sivir.
And now mid lane. At this point, SK Telecom are just trying to put any kind of pressure they can onto the map, and they're putting it mid lane. And wow, Thresh, I didn't even have time to react.
Swain just going down quickly. Mundo trying to ult away, kite them with his cleavers. Close pull by Nautilus. Nothing close enough though. Very nicely played by blue team. SK Telecom trying to do their best, as you said. But we also do see that AP Garen are starting to adapt little by little. They're slowly starting to adapt to SK Telecom 69's playstyle.
And something I want to point out, there was just a surrender vote from the side of SK Telecom, but only 2 of them wanted it. So actually a ton of respect going out to those 3 that didn't. Never give up in a game, guys. That is the #1 rule. If you give up, then you can't really come back from it. Obviously, if they're about to destroy your Nexus, you can surrender if you want to go just a little bit quicker. But in a game like this, 20 minutes in, anything can change.
Exactly, and we see some collision bot lane. We see Leona trying to disengage, but we desperately see SKT trying to pick up something, anything they can.
Wow, Mundo actually going really deep, taking a ton of damage. Leona gets caught out and will end up going down to that Swain. But now
And we see the
here
Ziggs ults going down.
And actually Sivir going down to the Caitlyn, and now she's getting collapsed upon by 3 people. Poor Caitlyn.
And we see Ziggs actually coming down, trying to clean up the mess. Nice pull by Thresh, but I don't think they have the damage or anything. I think that was a sacrifice, but Mundo does not make it out because Nautilus is there to cut him off.
So that actually ends up being a 2 for 3. Definitely worth for the side of AP Garen.
For sure. And we see the Lee split push top. Not much SKT Telecom can do. They're trying their best to find loopholes in AP Garen's playstyle right now. They're trying their best to do anything, but they can't do anything. There's nice like roam from AP Garen. They're all very big right now. Looking really quickly at the items before there comes another team fight, and there is another team fight already going off the bat.
Wow, bot lane, Sivir getting engaged upon, but at the same time, Rengar, oh, poor Lee Sin. I feel for him trying to get away. Actually,
oh no, I think that is one dead monk. So I say assassinate him with a Q.
Rip Lee Sin. Actually, bot lane, Nautilus is all alone here while his team does the dragon. His team just continue on the dragon while sacrificing Nautilus. Nautilus giving all the time to his team to pick up dragon. And so that'll be shut down gold onto the Swain. Swain's actually gone from having no kills up to 4, but he's still down over 90 CS.
Agreed. The thing is, though, these kills are what usually make teams come back, and we actually see another initiation on Swain. Leona wasting everything. They just want that kill. They just are very thirsty right now.
Rip Swain. Swain
Anyways,
not even having time to flash or just anything. Instantly, just the CC stuns too much.
yes, very too much, and it looks like bot lane's getting collapsed. I don't think they can really stop this push, but they are gonna try their best. And it looks like she might get auto-attacked to death, both of them by Caitlyn, since Caitlyn with red buff is very strong, especially with headshot.
And they actually will be able to stop the push. There's a ton of time for that next minion wave to come for AP Garen's side. And at this point, they can actually, Leona, not sure. She's just gonna ward up their blue buff and try to get a play. And Thresh has got to be careful here, actually. Thresh threw over his lantern. Just a little side note. Thresh threw over his lantern to get that one extra soul. Maybe
those souls are too OP though.
Yeah, the soul will change the game, guys. Oh,
but we see people trying to go on. We see team fights going everywhere. Mundo collapsing right in front of Nautilus and Rengar, and we also see Sivir is getting exploded by Caitlyn, and Leona picks up a kill on Thresh with Ziggs ult secure. We see turrets going down like crazy, and I think this is GG, guys. I commend SKT for surviving so long, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think they can come back? Say in the chat right now. Come on, put some encouraging words down for SKT. If you think they can do it, push through.
That turret just exploded from Rengar.
Like I said again, Rengar, and we actually see a surrender going down.
So that is GG. They, at this point, knew they really couldn't come back, unfortunately. And so, pretty sad, but at the same time, great game coming out from both AP Garen and SK Telecom. AP Garen will be taking that home. Rengar ending the game 7-1-2.